And then we just go. Yeah, we just do like 10 minutes. And afterwards, I like to find out a little bit, just have a little conversation. But it's not like I'm not I'm not a fan of like, so when you got the suggestion, what made
Oh,
you? It's just,
okay.
it's more like a conversation like, hey, how'd you get into improv kind of thing.
Okay, good. So we're not going to deconstruct the scene and talk about technique.
No.
Okay,
God,
good.
I'm always like, I guess it's fine if it's like educational, but
Yeah.
I forget about so much of what happens that it's hard for me to like deconstruct it because I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
who was I in that? Okay, yeah. So I don't really deconstruct it that much.
That's great because I like to forget it as soon as I've done it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what about
It's right. It's like, there's about 100,000 more of those that are gonna happen. So
hmm
the sooner I can forget about it, the better.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, move on. That one's done. Super fun. We've got, all right, pick a number,
Okay.
1 to 57.
To 57.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very fun. You know what? I'm going to go deep in at, I'm going to do 41.
Damn, here we go. 41. All right, 41.
Yeah.
One, two, three,
Okay.
four. This is the highlight. Everyone is like, we love watching you count the suggestions. So,
I have seen you do this, and I did wonder if people were fans, if they were like, that's what I
yeah.
want to see.
Yep.
Okay. Counting. Because some of them are just comments. They might not even be a
Yep.
suggestion. They might be other jokes. I don't know.
Yep. I take everything as a suggestion, even if it's a
Oh.
comment.
Oh.
30, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 41.
Oh my
All
God.
right, here we
What is
go.
it?
This is this is from Mark, and our suggestion is bang out the order. Bang bang out the order.
Bang out the order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
You
You know?
sore?
Oh, am I sore?
Yeah.
This rhombus hasn't been this tight in like weeks.
Oh yeah, my rhombus is just like I can't do anything to stretch it out. And today's the busiest day too, and I'm like it hurts so much.
I know. I feel like we almost overstretched it about 3 weeks ago, and it's never kind of gotten back to its. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a rubber band. It was like stretched too much, and now it's like it's trying to fit in there, and it's just not doing it.
I know. It's not going back. But that's what you get, from us lifting and stalking, and
You
that's
know
what
what?
happens to the body.
I feel alive though. I feel alive.
Yeah. Listen, can I
Yeah,
tell you a secret?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've felt this alive in a decade. And I feel guilty about it,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I know we're not supposed to be liking,
yeah, yeah.
the conditions and why we're working so hard, but I'm loving it.
The time flies by. When I'm not busy, I get in trouble. And now that we're busy, it's just like one after the other. And it's like, this is what it's like. I'm so jazzed up after the shift that I can't go to sleep.
Oh my God, I binged an entire season of Friends last night. I was so jacked. And
All
that's
right.
like, I think 22. Okay, maybe not a whole, but it was at least 12, at least a dozen.
I mean, I believe you.
Oh, okay.
You're a
Stop it.
total, you're a total Ross.
What? You know what?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because people always assume I'm Monica just because I'm organized in the kitchen, but there's more to me than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's just one side. All right. I mean, it's more of like you got a heart of gold. That's what it is. You got a heart of gold. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I say that I think that you are Chandler?
Shut up.
Yeah. See?
Shut it. I,
Yeah, right.
you know what? Nobody ever thought I was funny. Nobody's ever thought I was funny.
But see, I'll think about something you said in the day, like later at night. That's how funny it is. I'll be like, hey, remember when Gary said, what's stickier than gum?
Yeah.
My palms. Remember
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah. I
My
got sticky
palms.
palms. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I laughed about that because they were everything when we were trying to box, everything was
Yeah,
ticking. And I was like,
yeah. And I
it's
said
funny.
that like I said it like as a throwaway line, and you were laughing. I mean, that was pretty nice of you. Thank you.
Well, listen, I hear them like I hear them. And when I hear them, I laugh at them, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing: like I've thrown a couple out you haven't laughed at, and that's okay because I know when I get a laugh from you, it's an honest laugh. And
Okay, that must.
yeah, no, no, it's not a, it's a total compliment. It's not. I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
No, no, I'm not hoping you would laugh at stuff that isn't funny. That's not a true laugh. I want you to laugh at the things that are funny. And sometimes I throw something out there and I'm like, this is not funny, and you don't laugh, and I'm like, I knew it. It's not funny.
And and we all need those editors in
Thank
our
you.
life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always said one thing: a good friend is a good editor. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's what you've been,
Yeah.
and then you like, it's like, you got to cut it right there. Yeah.
Clip and snap. Yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm not about people who are just total yes people. Like I need to hear when it's a no or even a maybe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if I
Yeah.
come up with an idea and you're like, I don't know, Giselle, I want to know it.
And then that to you is like, that's the truth. And that's the thing is like, I always want, you give me the truth, and I want you to keep giving me the truth. Because the truth, no matter what, the truth is always the truth. And if I don't appreciate it, that's on me. That's not on you. All right, Giselle. That's on me, not you.
So well said, Gare. So well said. Because a lot of people will sometimes say, like, oh, that's not true, and like it's on me. But I think they're in denial about sort of what's true, right? And you said it. What's true will always be true. Put that on a t-shirt.
That's hold on.
Right?
Where's my idea pad? Ah, here it is.
Yeah. Oh,
All
shoot.
right, I got it. I got it.
Okay, good. Good. Right?
Oh, true. Yeah.
I mean, listen, Gary, I just want to say that idea pad, like there's a lot of stuff on there that could be almost like a ticket out of this place. I mean, not that we want a new job. I mean, we love our job. I mean, stacking and moving boxes and, getting stuff ready. But I'm just saying, like, maybe there's a pivot on that notepad because you've got ideas like your party planning business, now t-shirt possibilities.
I when you said ticket out of here,
Oh,
I got sad.
oh, hold on.
I
You
thought
don't,
like not coming into work every day and like not being here, not being in this warehouse, not having a meal with you. I mean maybe it is my ticket out of here, but I don't. Oh man. Oh God.
here. Oh, you're making me go here. Maybe I spoke out of turn. I guess just all these years, we've talked about what getting out of here, and
Yeah.
maybe now that the thought of leaving is real, like you say, maybe the perfect thing's been here in front of us the whole time.
Maybe I
You know that
was trying to get out of there into here
the grass that we thought was so green was under our feet
the whole time.
the whole time.
Giselle, the whole time it was like maybe I don't have to search for something else. Maybe this idea pad is maybe it's time to retire the idea pad. Is that crazy? Hey, you're my editor. Is that crazy?
All right, here's the real moment then. You know what,
Yes.
Gary? It's not crazy. Because you just had a breakthrough, my friend. You just saw, because they say you got to get to the line. You got to cross the line.
No, no, you're right the first time. You got to
You
get
got to
to the
get to the
line,
line.
then you got to
gotta
cross it.
cross the line. That's right. And to know where it is to understand if you want to go back or not. And I think you just did all those 5 steps right now.
I got to the line. I crossed the line.
Yeah.
I turned around, but I don't want to go back. I want to keep going. I want to. This idea pad.
Yeah.
It's like it's been like handcuffs.
I was just going to say, it feels like you're chained to it all of a sudden.
Yes, I am because if I really wanted this, I'd be doing this. I got so many ideas, but I don't. I don't really think I want any of them. I think I've just been too scared.
To realize
Yeah.
that the real idea is here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm in the idea.
If you weren't here, there wouldn't even be any ideas. Maybe part of the idea is just coming up with new ideas while we're stacking stuff.
And maybe that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that could be all I need.
You know how people say, you know, what do they know? Not that they say, well, they do say, you gotta, find yourself. You gotta find your bliss. You gotta find your joy. And they spend, what do they spend? They spend thousands of dollars on weekend workshops and courses and buying The Secret on DVD.
Yeah.
You don't need any of that. You've just had the only breakthrough you're ever gonna breakthrough you're ever
No,
gonna.
no, hey, now I'm gonna edit you. Don't you take that back. This is a breakthrough, all right? Let's just call it what it is. This is not a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough because it's a break for you. It's a breakthrough. That's what you're telling me.
Breakthrough. You're right.
No, but you know what? How many people in their lives want that breakthrough? Like, that's what people want. It's $1 billion industry. It's multi-billions of dollars. People want to have a breakthrough for themselves. They want to have a breakthrough, but nobody gets that except
Nobody except us in this moment. People will go to the Hilton at the airport to try and figure this out, and they'll go into a ballroom, and here we are doing what we love the most, stacking and banging out orders. You know what I
gotta
mean?
bang them out one after the other. It's like, bring it on, bring it on.
Yeah, we spend our time doing that, and meanwhile, we find the line, cross the line, realize we don't want to go back over the line, look down and see the grass under our feet.
The air in the warehouse. We feel it. I mean, this is an honest day's work right here, and you can feel it. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to leave here. I don't want to, there's nothing that's going to be better than where I am right now. I feel comfortable. I feel settled. I feel like realizing this is my breakthrough.
You know what? And I think that's what we were feeling off the top of the day, right? We said it. We love it. I was feeling jazzed. That was my whole thing, is I didn't want to admit how great I was feeling. But breakthrough.
Why didn't you want to admit it? Why don't we want to admit those things?
You're right. Why do we feel guilty for being happy? You know what I mean? Being happy where we are, because everyone tells us we got to be looking for something else, right?
That's what it is.
What if we're happy here?
That's what it is. People are always like, you got to look outside. But it's like, if you're happy with who you are and you're looking at this as a nice place of comfort, you don't need anything else.
Nothing else. Nothing else.
People are trying to get here.
Yeah, exactly. People wish they were here with our sticky or non-sticky palms, depending on what we're moving,
I got sticky. My palms are sticky.
Yeah, mine are, wow, they're sticky. How can they be sticky and dry? It's like dry fingertips, sticky
Well,
pad.
it's the same, like you can feel rested and still restless at the same time.
Yeah, man.
Because Giselle, you're a complex human being. That's what it is.
You know what? You're so right. And that's what makes me a Ross, by the way. The complexity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not one-dimensional or two-dimensional. You're like six-dimensional.
Yeah, exactly. And it's your ability to realize your own breakthrough that makes you such a Chandler. FYI.
No one told me life was gonna be this way. Scene! I love playing silly.
Oh my God, very fun.
We've never played a scene together, but we've done bits together.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It's so goofball-y, and it's funny when it's like, a lot of times you and I are doing bits and nobody else is.
Yeah, no, it's
like,
we're just loving it and can't wait to do it.
Oh, it's the best. I'm like, I think having those moments are what makes, I mean, it doesn't even have to be on a stage. Just having moments to do bits with people, to me, is like the most, that's the most fun. That's why I like improvising, is like just finding people to do bits with.
Oh, me too. And that's what I loved about so many things that I've done. Like whenever, I used to, when I worked at the Second City in Toronto, and we would do like conservatory auditions. And so you're just there all day, for example, and all you're doing between is bits with your friends, because all your friends are on the panel. So you're all just a bunch of improvisers. Yes, paying attention during the auditions, but then it's just bits and bits and bits.
It's the best. I remember doing like, doing auditions where you'd have like, you'd be there for hours and it'd be for a long form improv theater and you'd go, let's just give the same suggestion to each group that comes in.
Oh my God.
And you would give the same suggestion and you'd be like, are they going to do the same kind of beginning that we see? Like, how close to this similar? And you would watch, and a lot of times it would be the same type of beginning to their audition, and you would just be sitting there giggling. And I tell people, like, when you audition, don't a laugh isn't always like a sign that what you're doing's hilarious. Sometimes it's an inner joke that you're not even involved with why
Yeah.
people are laughing.
It's true. It's true. So just keep your head down and keep
Keep your-
auditioning. Keep going. Focus.
I mean, isn't that your job? Is to just as an actor, just to audition? Isn't that what our jobs are? Is just
That's
to
our entire life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And it took, I don't know why, it took me a while to realize like, oh, that's the life you signed up for. Just always looking for a job.
Yes, yeah. Well, how many people are unemployed in the union? It's like 95% are unemployed, I
Oh.
think, in the union at all times.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? That's a crazy number.
Yeah. Like what?
Wow.
What made you? Okay, so why did you decide to start improvising? What got you into improv?
Oh my God. It happened out of, so I went to theater school. I grew, did you hear my Canadian out? Is that what you see? I do.
No, I'm just laughing because you're
I didn't
like,
hear the difference, by the way.
oh, it's
For the longest time, I couldn't hear what y'all, that's an American thing.
That's
Y'all,
totally American.
I couldn't hear what y'all were hearing. I was like, what is it? And now I can hear it. And then I can hear it when I say it now, but I still don't know how to fix it. Anyway.
just be a lot flatter. I mean, especially Midwest, we have no accent. It's flatter and nasal, more nasally.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'll figure it out. Ow.
There you go.
Ow.
Ow.
I think it's for you. It's ow, right?
Yeah.
Ow. And I
Ow.
guess I say out. What do I say? Oh, I can't do it anymore. This is not the answer to your question, but
This is better. This is better.
it's so much more exciting than why I became an improviser. No, I actually became an improviser kind of by accident because I was going to school in Nova Scotia. That's where I grew up in Canada, so East Coast. And at the end, one of my professors, it was kind of like, what are you going to do with your life? You've graduated from theater school now. The answer is, well, I don't know. But she was the one who said, she was like, Leslie, she said, I think you're very funny. And there wasn't a lot of like comedy opportunities. And she said, I think you should go to Toronto and try to work at the Second City. Yeah.
No, really?
Yes. Yes. It was literally her advice. And then she said, I went to theater school with Lindsay Lease, who's a wonderful, amazing performer in Second City alumni. And she said, give her a call when you get to town. She was artistic director of the Tim Sims Playhouse at the time, which was like a theater we had there.
Okay.
And she said, go and ask her advice. And I did. And I went and I met. And yeah, so I literally picked up, moved to Toronto like 2 months later. Started taking improv classes because I was like, great, I guess my new goal is to be on the main stage at Second City. And
Wow.
yeah. So I started doing like Second City classes, but also like there was a place called Theater Sports. There was another one
Yeah.
at the time. I can't remember. But yeah, so I was doing a bunch of different ones. Talked to Lindsay. She said, yeah, do this, this, and this, do these things. And it probably took me about 7 years to study, train, work, whatever, move up to main stage. Yeah.
That's for people who don't know, that's pretty quick though. Like it's usually
yes.
more, I mean, that's a good
Yes.
compliment that it didn't take as long because people don't understand the process you have to go through. Like you have to train for like a year, you have to take classes and then you audition a ton and you might do your own shows or be part of the touring company. Like it's a big long process.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I was in the touring company. I think that's where I got lucky was by 2002. So I moved in 2002. I got into the touring company as an understudy.
Wow.
I want to say. And then but then 2 positions opened up really quickly, 2 female positions. And so I moved up very quickly into Tourco proper and then stayed there for 5 years and understudied like 9 shows.
Oh my God.
And really, I really grinded in Tourco, believe me. But yeah.
But
yeah.
isn't there is an element of getting to understand who you are like stage wise, your stage
Yeah.
persona by being in front of an audience and going on the road and touring companies where you do some archive materials and sometimes you write your own
Yes.
material, but you're basically living in a van
Oh my God, yes,
And you
absolutely.
drive around and like you have busy seasons like, the winter time because of school and things like that, but like you don't really have as much control over what you do. You just are there, and you travel and you do gigs for colleges and for businesses and things
Mhm.
like that. But you really like understand the ensemble mentality, and then you start
Oh,
understanding what do I like to do, who am I when I walk on stage. Like it's great training.
absolutely it is. And you know what, to be honest, like sometimes I used to complain about like, oh, not just mostly as a joke, but oh, 5 years in Turco and tell the young kids coming up after me who were like 2 years in Turco and getting impatient. I was like, listen to me, I would have taken one or two more because I even feel like still
Yeah.
when I got to main stage, I look back and I'm like, oh, my first couple of processes, I was like, wow, I still wasn't quite sure about like a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
what, yeah, sort of what that, but maybe that's all part of learning it. Cause I was going to say, I didn't really know what is my sort of voice or where are my strengths. You knew some of them, but a lot of it was, I guess, just learning along the way. But maybe that's with maybe you're never truly ready for,
Yeah,
no
maybe.
matter what
And
like maybe everything there has to be a first day on every job, I
yeah.
suppose. Let's put it that way. So
And,
yeah.
and and I think partially too, a place like Second City kind of will go, you're this type, and so you're kind of doing those
Mhm.
roles, and it's
Totally.
not necessarily the ones you want to do, but you're more like that's the role that they see me in, and then you start
Yeah,
going, okay, I'm a little bit like that, but maybe I'm a little more like this, and you
totally.
start kind of finding your way, but it
Yeah.
takes a while.
Yeah, it does because you're right, because you have to at some point be responsible for like, I'm gonna show them something else, or I'm gonna try and shift that, or
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring something maybe, or even if it's outside of your comfort zone a little bit, so that you're like, right, I'm gonna
yeah.
bring, for me, that would be like song or monologue. It'd be like, all right, let's do, or whatever that happened to be.
A monologue song,
A
great.
monologue song. They're great, great combo. So
And
yeah.
now you were also talking about what meeting Alistair Forbes and how he was just the biggest jerk to you. Do you want to talk more about that now? Like how he
Did I
just
say that was at the meeting? I'm so kidding. Alistair, he's on here. Is he watching this? Where is he? No.
no, he doesn't. I asked him to do one of these once, and he's like, yeah, and then he just forgot.
Oh my God, that is so Alistair. Oh, I
And
hope he does watch us. Oh, let's throw him under the
oh,
bus.
oh,
No.
totally. And like it
Yeah.
was Connor Thompson and I
Yeah.
and Jamie Moyer and
Yeah.
Ashley. We were all going to do like a big group thing, and Alistair was like the only one who forgot. I mean, he is. I love Alistair and Connor and Ashley. I
Oh,
think they're the best, and like I met them and played with them, and I haven't had more fun with anybody than those. Especially watching those two, Connor and Alistair,
oh,
go at it is hilarious.
they are just, I know what an amazing combination those two are, like just the personality types. Oh
Uh,
my God, Alistair Forbes. We used to live very close in Toronto, literally across the street, so we could see his building,
oh
right?
no,
And
no, no.
oh, for sure. So him and us and a couple other friends, we used to meet for like games nights, like improv, like, hey, what are you doing right now? Because we
Yeah.
lived so close to each other. So it'd be like, great. And we did end up coming with a nickname for him. Feel free to use it. He is Terry. Terry is kind of like the goat of the group. He's just the goat. Poor Alistair. But it came out of one time Alistair was trying to explain a game and was trying to like get through the rules, and we were all just like doing bits and just like
Yes.
flipping them and doing bits, and he kept getting like kind of frustrated, but Alistair frustrated
Yes.
wasn't real.
Yes.
And then we were like, okay, Terry. And then the more we called him Terry, the more it fanned the fire, and it was great.
I love nicknames that are like normal names.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got a buddy who we call his name's Jason, but we call him Doug, and we don't know how it started, but it's just like Doug, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's not like you look like this kind of. It was just like Doug came out one day, and now he's Doug.
Oh my God. And those, I love when they stick. Yeah. No
Oh,
rhyme, no
yeah.
reason, no whatever.
You also you're in the minority in the sense that you are in a successful marriage to another improviser. So
Oh my God. I know. How did that happen?
how did that happen, and what's your advice to others? Because I'll be honest, I've always, if I've like been in a group or coached a group, I said the quickest way to end this group is if two people start dating or sleeping together. It will end very quickly. How did that? Were you ever in a group together, and what advice
No.
would you? Okay, that's it.
Until you love this, Jay. Until we moved to LA, that was the first time we did a show together.
Really?
Now we're right. So when we met, PK was the bar manager at Second City, and I was on main stage. So right, so it was perform right. So that we didn't cross over in that way yet. So that is how we met, totally through Second City. But I knew him for years. Like I knew him as soon as I got hired there. He was, but we didn't start dating until like 6 years into working or what have you. So that's how we met. But no, we never really did anything together. Once or twice someone would be like, do you and PK want to come and do this improv show? But it was so rare that it was just like, doing a 10-minute set or something, but it wasn't really. But then when we moved to LA, we wanted to do something because we were like, we're here, we have nothing to do. We obviously, you want to create content, have a thing for people to see you in. So Jason DeRoss, Ali Price, yes, approached me, and there are 2 other Toronto alumni, and they were like, we're all here, we want to do a show. So then we brought PK in, and Doug Morency directed it, who's fantastic. He's here in LA as well. And then his wife Ayumi also joined in the brigade. So anyway, so that was the first time we sort of worked together. But that was more writing a sketch show, because it was like a Second City style hour-long sketch review. But it was okay. My advice, like to your point, my advice was going to be, don't work with your partner.
Yeah. I mean,
I know people who work together all the time, and I don't know how they do it.
You need a little bit of space.
Yes.
You need to miss each other. You need to do your own things. And it can be hard when you have 2 actors, because humans, I think, especially, I think a lot of times men love and view things as competition. And so sometimes it becomes one person is doing better than the other in their career, which it's already hard enough for actors, but now you're with somebody.
Yeah, I know.
It can be very...
It's tough. You have to remind the person, or remind each other, we don't go out for the same parts.
Yeah.
That's very important. No, it would be different if I was married to a blonde woman. Then it might be like, okay, we're going to direct a little direct cut. And I'm being very generous with the word blonde right now, by the way. Very generous.
Blonde?
That should have had but yeah, I mean, but for sure that's like, and not that I had a great time doing Canuck, but I think I think in general, I think you are right that what I've learned about marriage for sure is that, time apart, and then to like have something to talk about at the end of the day, if you've each had your own day, is huge. And I guess what I'm saying is, during quarantine, that hasn't happened in a long time.
Well, the good news is you're in the States, and we are going to get out of this very quickly with our...
by November 2nd, or by November 4th, one of those. I don't know if he said it would go away before the day before or the day after.
And what was the title of the show you created?
It was called Canuck as Fuck. And for those of you who don't know, Canuck is a nickname for Canadians. Like, it's another, so.
Well, and also, isn't it going down in a blaze of sorry?
That was the tagline, yes, going down in a blaze of sorry.
I think the title is amazing. Like that, the title and the tagline, exactly what, I mean, too many times we make these titles for shows or groups very clever, and you're like, why are you called Pineapple City and nothing has to do with pine? Like, it's this totally. Stuff, like that title was amazing.
It's so great. And yes, because often a Second City show will kind of just be a pun, on a book or a movie, and it won't really, and it might have a little bit of a theme, but I think we were fortunate in that we really were our own producers as well. Like, Second City obviously produced it, but they just came to see the show. They were like, great. Like, they didn't have too many notes. And I think Second City at the time, they were also the ones who said, like, hey, you're all Canadian. Maybe you should lean into that. Because we had some other sort of ideas. Our original was going to be Hindsight is 2020. But I mean, that even probably not. But no, once we leaned into the Canadian, so it was still very much about Canadians being in LA, and still about the American and the Canadian perspective on America, and maybe vice versa. And we might have pushed some things a little bit, but it was kind of like, but in a good way, I think, in a satirical way, for sure. And it was very well received. So that's good. We'd have people, lots of Canadians would come, but lots of Americans too, and they would be like, wow, like that was, we. If we had maybe some more right-leaning or conservative folks, they might not have liked it as much, but that's satire. It's always holding up the mirror, Jay. It's holding the mirror.
Exactly. Let it do the work for you. Work for you. Where can people, if they want to follow what you're doing or check out shows or anything like that, what's the easiest way they can do that?
Absolutely. Oh God, probably Instagram and Twitter is where all that information about me is going to be. I mean, you can follow my Facebook, but it's just cat pictures and cooking pictures. So Instagram, I am at, it's Leslie underscore Seiler. Oh my God, I love that I don't know my own Instagram handle.
So great. That's so great.
It's amazing. Twitter for sure is Leslie underscore Seiler. What is Insta? There's a one in there? No. If not, you guys, it's just Leslie Seiler altogether. Instagram, just LESLIESEILER. I think the Twitter has an underscore.
Actors, the best at promoting themselves, aren't we?
I know we're terrible. This is the problem, is that we're not business people, which is why we became actors. But then when you become an actor, you realize, oh, I should have gone to business school.
Isn't that the biggest piece of advice you want to give like up and coming actors is like, no, go to business, like understand you're a business, you're a brand, know how to do that, like get those skills.
Yes, do branding, do marketing, something on business, and taxes.
Yes.
Learn about taxes.
Oh boy, isn't it fun doing American taxes where you're just like, I feel like every time I do taxes, when I turn it in, it's like, I think this is right.
I love that we did for our California for our estate tax. We were like, and we also had someone do them for us. Yeah. And they were like, great, you're getting $485. It wasn't a huge, but we were like, phew, we don't owe. And then they just sent us a letter that said, you say we owe you 45. We say we owe you 0. And that was it. I was like, oh, okay, California. That's
really?
It. Yeah. And then there was no recourse. And I was like, I guess they are just like, nope, we're not giving you $485. I was like, great.
And yet here we are still excited. We don't have to pay, right?
And that was the thing, is I said, you know what, doesn't matter, we don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Oh my God, every year I'm like, before I go, it's such a big process to do taxes because I'm not sure. I keep records, but I'm like, shit, I don't know what's deductible, what's not. Everything changes each year. We used to be able to write off as an actor, you could write off any clothing you bought, anything you subscribe to, any movie. Like there were so many things you could write off. Now it's like, no, you can only write off clothing if you can't wear it out, like if it's only for production. So they've started like kind of chipping away at all the stuff we can do. So it's a crapshoot every year.
Yeah, similar in Canada as well, where it was like all of those things. And then my accountant would start to say, because listen, I just pay somebody to do it. I can't. It's too much. So, well, and also last couple of years, guess what? Try doing it in 2 countries.
Nope. No, thank you.
And my brain melts.
Ugh.
What are we paying and where and why and how?
Just take all these receipts, somebody, and then tell me. Hey, you know what's funny is in other countries, they just give you a bill at the end of the year. They say, here's what you owe or don't owe. Like the government takes care of all that. Yeah, the government is like, in not every country, but in some, they're like, here's the amount. And you go, great. But here it's just, there's so many loopholes and so many exemptions and non-exemptions, and things are changing so much, and the tax code is so huge that you're just at the mercy. Like I love when I talk to my friends who go, oh yeah, I just took my W-2 and I just everything's there, and like they have no deductions, they have nothing, and I'm like, I'm looking for every possible thing I can deduct.
Exactly, because we're trying not to, right? We're trying to not owe so much, because we do spend an exorbitant amount of money on trying to figure out how to tell people about our Instagram and stuff like that.
So you said your Instagram handle is Leslie underscore Uggams, number 4279 Seiler.
/plaid.
Well, thank God you wore the shirt. Now people could recognize you.
I know, it's my pleasure. Listen, when I saw that picture, I was like, oh, now I have to shower and curl my hair, because the expectation just went from here, and I was like, great. That was like my hair and makeup in that picture had been done for a party. I was on my way to an event.
Dang. That
was back in Toronto, and I was,
Oh, remember those days when you could go to parties?
Oh my God, that was taken in a hotel. I was going to a party. Like, I can't even, I was so happy.
One day, Leslie, we'll get back there one day.
I'm so excited about that. Yes, I know.
Well, give my best to PK. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for playing. I can't wait to play with you again.
Yes, I would love it anytime. This was such a joy in the middle of a dark afternoon.
Okay, bye.
I mean, it's a great afternoon. It's great, everybody. Okay, bye.